Hey everybody, what's going on? Buddy Blackbird here with another Photoshop CS6 tutorial. Today we're going to be going over how to use the invert command. The invert command, pretty much, if you apply it to just your image, it creates a negative, and by itself, sometimes you might be able to use it, but 95% of the time you're not going to want to use it. So if I just add the invert here, if I go to Image Adjustments and then come to Invert, this is what I'm going to get. And most of the time this type of thing was overused back in like the 80s and 90s, maybe the early 2000s. So nobody thinks that this is really cool anymore. I mean, sometimes you can get around with, like, if we change like and put this guy over top or something like that and made it something cool, but there's a way to use this invert command that makes stuff look really cool, and I'm going to show you that. So right now, all the invert command does is reverses the colors and tonal values to their opposite values. And what it does is it creates a negative. So we get this. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want this on here. So I'm going to undo the invert. Now, what we're going to make is something that's going to look pretty cool. And it's going to look like this. And you can see that looks a lot better than what I had last time. So let's get on with it here. Now we've got just an image here, and the easiest thing to follow around with is probably just a picture of like a background or something like that, like a nice landscape with like something in front of it. It doesn't have to be a person, but in this image I happen to have a person in it. What you're going to do is you're going to use your selection tool, and I'm going to use the magic wand tool in here because there's a lot of contrast. And just start selecting the person or the image and make an outline. Make a selection around the person. So here I'm going to start selecting things. Now that didn't work there. But as you can see, I'm just adding to my selection. I'm using the magic wand tool. And then to get the fine details, I'm going to use my quick selection tool here. And make sure it's on the add, which you can make sure it is up here. And just add in the different parts and smooth things out. That was a little too much there. And when you're doing this, you want to go in like little strokes, and so you don't have to undo all your things every time you mess up. So anyways, you do this and you bring everything in so that it looks all nice or whatever. And I already have this person cut out. So I'm going to deselect. Well, I'll have the selection. Let me put the selection back on there. Edit, undo, deselect. So once you have your person all selected, what you're going to do is right click on your selection and create, and say layer via copy. And you do that and it cuts out your layer so that you just have the person. So this is what I just created, and this is just the person. I'll delete the other one. And the second thing you want to do is create a copy of your background. So what we're going to do is drag this down here and create a copy. And what we're going to do is apply the invert to it. Image, adjustments, invert. And it's going to come out like this. Alright. The next thing we're going to do is change our blending mode from normal to color. And now we've changed it to color. Now we've got something that looks halfway decent. If I back up, we're able to keep some of the brightness and some of the tones in there. They're just on the opposite color. Now the person looks stupid in this because the skin tone is blue and everything like that. So that's why we cut the person out. If I lay this over top, we can see that the person is in the picture and looks a lot better. The things that we need to fix up here are, if I am about this far in, you can see the different blue highlights and everything like that. And we can attempt to fix him up by adding in like oranger highlights and things. So let's go ahead and do that. So what we're gonna do is create a new layer. So let's just create a new layer on the top. It's empty. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up painting in orange over top of these and replacing the bluish hue to a different color. So as you can see on the shoulders, there's definitely blue here, and then blue in this little white piece here, and around the head and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and take your brush tool here. It's just going to be the regular brush tool. Go ahead and go to the color picker and pick your foreground color and take a color from the environment, and pretty much the color that is going to be affecting your person. So everything is orange, so I want to select like an orangish color, which I have. Now the next thing you're going to do is just paint over top of the edges of the person here. So over top of the edges like this, and over anything that seems to be like pretty blue that shouldn't be. So the edges here, and then pretty much the edges of his face. And you don't have to be super precise. And that's good for now. Now we're going to take this layer and we're going to change the blending mode to hue. It's going to change the hue on the edges. Now if you look at it compared to before, so this is before, you can definitely see all the blue and everything. This is after. Not bad. So if you need to, you can go in and paint over top of this, and you can see the different changes that are happening. It paints out the blue. I can paint out down here on the shoes, around the edges here, and you can see that it's getting changed, and it's pretty nice. Adds more to the image when everything is the same color and the edges are nice and blending in with the background. So just keep on painting over things that you see that might need to be touched up, and that's all you need to do. So let's zoom out and look at our final image here, and this is what we got. Now we have a totally different image from this one right here. Oh, I guess I gotta turn everything off. There we go. Let's solo this image. So we have this, and then we can change it back to what we saw before. So, and there we go. So that's what we got. So thanks for watching this, and now you know a cool way to use the invert command, and not just turning things over and making them negative and having it look dumb. So use this to your advantage in some of your pictures and images. You want to change things up in it, but do it quickly. This is how you do it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you learned something, and if you want to, post your own negative conversions into the Bucky's Room forum, where we talk about different stuff related to Photoshop and programming and things like that. And I'll bring it up. It's buckysroom.org/forum, and then we've got our Photoshop section down here. And we're looking for some good discussion and some looking at different types of work that everybody does for inspiration. And if you want to get your stuff critiqued, you can bring it in there as well. So be sure to join the forum and have a good conversation with us and post your stuff. So I'll see you guys there. Everybody, have a good day.